Peace. What is going on, family? It has been a minute. Welcome back to another Substantial Weekly. Of course, my name is Substantial, man. Welcome to the channel. All that good stuff, man. Shout out to everyone in the chat. It's good to see everyone up in here, man. Definitely has been a minute. I believe the last episode of Substantial Weekly was November 10th. So we definitely had some time off, man. A whole lot's been going on. A little mini tour for Adultish, along with also the holiday, you know what I mean? So yeah, great to be back, man. Good to see everybody in the chat. Peace to everyone who's here already. Shout out to Tetsuo, Joshua McGee, Warpath, Eric G up in here, Uncrowned Otaku, and C Cruz, Soul Tiger as well. Someone whose name I cannot say because I recognize some Japanese, but very little. But peace to you as well. Says, how you doing, brother? It was a pleasure seeing you at Anime NYC. Hope to see you again. Yeah, man, that's what's up. Peace. Thank you for coming out. TC Williams, peace. Good to see you up in here as well. This is my new favorite weekly episode show. Man, thank you. Listen, I received that, and I appreciate you. Thank you. You know what I mean? Sorry for being gone for so long, man. Definitely handling a lot of biz behind the scenes, a little bit of traveling, and prepping for 2024, man. A whole lot going on. Definitely trying to take care of a lot of business and get as much stuff as possible done before I go on vacation. So my vacation starts on the 15th of this month. I'm thinking about still continuing the weekly through the break. Probably take 1 week off in December. We will see. I'll definitely let you know. But my goal is to handle a lot of this other biz and stuff, from some music stuff to some design stuff that's happening behind the scenes. Definitely, there's been no shortage of work to do lately, man, and it's been really, really dope. But we got a lot to talk about today. For everyone who doesn't know the routine already, if it's your first time to the channel, of course, please and thank you, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like the video. Share it in your network if you don't mind. And if you're enjoying it, there's a good chance that if you know there's other people who you're friends with who might be familiar with my work, they might enjoy this as well. So come through, hang out. You know what I mean? We got a great community made up of all you guys. And yeah, man, I would argue y'all are one of the best fan bases in the business. So I love not just the love y'all show me, but more importantly, the love and respect y'all show each other. So why wouldn't you want more people to be a part of it? That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? But let's go back to the chat real quick before we jump into things. Aqua, hold on. Got a few extra. Oh, Aquarian. I'm about to say Aquamarine. Aquarian Ninja 89. Peace. What's going on to you, fam? Good to see you up in here. Welcome. All right. Question. To answer at any point you want, would you say it's worth becoming a graphic designer in 2023, 2024? That's a great question. Something I've never thought about. I'll get to it in a second. I'm definitely going to hold that. All right. Frank Goita, peace. What's going on, fam? All is well, man. I hope the rest of the crew can say the same. Hey, that's what's up. You had the Samurai Champ Blue hoodie when I saw. That's what's up. Hey, peace. Yeah, I remember you, fam. Definitely was a pleasure meeting you, man. Give my man Sub his love language, fam. You've been killing it all this year. It's been such an amazing year for you and us listeners. We've been eating good, man. Hey, Joshua, man, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, seriously, man. Definitely tried to do my best this year. You know what I mean? That's all any of us can do. And definitely, I believe I put out what I think a lot of folks would agree with, and arguably my best work. I put a lot of love into that project, man, and I hope it showed. And shout out to all of y'all, man. The amount of love it's received. That album has been streamed nearly 250,000 times, and it came out in July. That's because of you guys. That's not including some of the pre-release singles that were on Bandcamp either. So yeah, man, shout out to y'all. And yeah, it's just been an amazing year. It's been really, really good, man. There's a whole lot of stuff happening behind the scenes, excuse me, that I haven't even shared with you guys. I'm gonna share a little bit today. But yeah, man, just a lot of blessings, bro. A lot of blessings, man. So thank you for that. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Get to peace. What's going on? Prado 00 peace. What's up? All right, bro. I was explaining to my fiance how dope Mugen with the substantial logo and the headphones was all night when I placed my order. That's what's up. Yeah, man. It's just like a subtle nod, man, to obviously Samurai Champloo, mixing it with the lo-fi girl and this whole lo-fi movement and what it's become, and my small role in it, that I wasn't even aware of until someone took time to explain it to me. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, well, look at that. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful. I'm definitely not complaining. Yeah, we'll talk about that too, man. Almost forgot to even throw that into the mix today because it happened while we were off. So yeah, we'll definitely talk about the Forbes thing too. But yeah, man, so much to cover. Let me do this one thing behind the scenes real quick. And shout out to everyone watching, not just on YouTube. I would say that if you're watching this anywhere, I appreciate you. But if you are watching on Facebook and Twitch, shout out to you as well. YouTube, in terms of the community and how many people are in the chat, it's a little more fun over here, I would say. So if you can, join us over here. But by all means, man, wherever you are, wherever is most comfortable and easy for you. That's why I broadcast across 3 different networks. So it's all love regardless. But let me, I'm going to add this one little thing to kind of boost. It's a little trick that a lot of us social media marketing folks learned behind the scenes, but tagging followers in the putting the tag followers in the in your post sometimes helps to get it make it more visible. So just threw that in the mix or whatever. Hopefully we get a few more folks joining us on Facebook. But let's jump into things. So first and foremost, we've already talked about it a little bit, so I'll just go ahead and plug it again. Man, Adultish still out, streaming everywhere. Vinyl still available. Hey, fam, a ton of people have been hitting me up because of something that was posted on YouTube that talked about some of Nujabes's early work. It went viral, and a lot of people still don't necessarily know that when it comes to his early work, pre-Samurai Champloo, a lot of his early work was stuff that he produced for me, because he produced most of my first album and it was released on his label. So that recently, in the last month or so, maybe 2 months, month and a half, has brought a lot of new listeners to the old album, and a lot of people asking for it on vinyl and things like that, which is super dope. We'll talk about new vinyl or vinyl represses a bit later in the show with my plans for 2024. But while we're talking about old stuff, right, it's important to always circle people back to the new stuff. Like, hey, man, it's great you found out about the old thing. But what I find is that a lot of the people who kind of got hip through older stuff, they don't always venture past the project they love. And when they do, they kind of skim because they're looking for some of the things they loved about the earlier work in the newer work. And there are glimpses of that, but obviously people evolve. So, hey, man, I'm going to say this for like the millionth time. If you have not grabbed a copy of Adultish now, right? Don't be one of these people hitting me up the moment it sells out. Like, hey, man, I'm trying to grab a copy of Yeah, fam. I literally have already sold more than 2/3 of the copies we manufacture. So it's almost gone. Okay. Like, I think there's less than 100 copies left at this point, just based off the orders I got this week alone. So family, I forget how many boxes I'm down to, but it's not a lot of them. So I feel like before I go on tour next year, I may have to do a repress because it might be sold out, depending on what happens in the next few months. So, and when I say next few months, I'm talking about between what happens in January mostly and potentially February. It may be sold out by March. So if you are a person who have not bought it on vinyl, highly encourage you to do so. I know it's $40. That's because it's the double LP with both the album and the instrumentals. But it's better buying it directly from me for only $40, signed, than having to buy a gently used copy or not so gently used copy on Discogs a bit later for a lot more. So go ahead and do that if you can support. No pressure. I'm just letting you know because people always they get on the train late. And it's not always people who discover the music late. A lot of times it's people who've known about me for quite some time. And, I think it's the slow burn thing. Like people don't always see the value initially. You know what I mean? You'd be surprised, fam, how many people over the years was like, yeah, when I first discovered your stuff, you know what I mean? I was like, man, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? But then something happened and I really started listening, or I saw you at this show and it made me listen to you different. And I was like, damn, son, I see what you're doing now and blah, blah, blah. And fam, I'm grateful for whenever people catch on. But a lot of times the pressure of trying to circle back and repress this stuff, like it's not cheap. And these are good problems to have. But if you're in the know now, you might as well cop it now so you can get the first pressing. Vinyl's always something to look at as an investment. The first pressing is always going to be worth more than the repressing. So if you're a collector, you're a person who likes to get multiple copies in case you want to sell one later, you'll want to get this first run. You know what I mean? It's definitely going to be worth more. And I'd like to say, I'm going to say it right here on the show right now. I'm going to start the applause before I even say it. I humbly submit Adultish as one of the great albums of 2024. Not just hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling y'all what people have been saying to me since they've heard the record. So many people have said this is one of the best albums they've heard this year. And I'm not the one saying it. I'm just saying what people said to me. So I'm going to put it out there, man. When y'all talk about this record for the rest of the year, when people are talking about records, if you love it as much as many others do, man, make sure you mention it as one of the great albums that came out this year. Because the response, man, how people have responded to me since the release of this record definitely makes me feel like a lot of people feel that way. And a lot of people have said it to me, and that's been amazing, man. I'm humbled and honored. So thank y'all. You know what I mean? Clap it up for yourselves. But let's get to these comments, and then we're going to keep the show rolling. Let's see what the chat is hitting for, and I'm gonna answer that question about graphic design in a second. When you get a chance, hope you let the audience see clips / footage of you and A1 rocking out from the tour. For sure, man. Yo, we had a technical issue, man. They the venue typically broadcasts the whole show, like they record the whole show. And there was a technical issue. The guy ended up starting late, and then there was some issue that happened where it cut the show early. So a lot of the footage I have is of other people's performances and not even necessarily of mine. So that was heartbreaking. But the beautiful thing is it's a venue that I'm going to be performing at a lot. So I do plan on doing another show there in 2023 so we can capture more of the footage. So right now, I think the footage I have is almost 100% the people who came through to support. And we had some amazing performers that hit the stage before me and A1, man. Shout out to Godzilla. Shout out to was it Godzilla, Stephanie Gale. Who else came through, man? Oh my God, I'm forgetting somebody. Oh, T. Lucas. Boy, T. Lucas was going in. T. Lucas killed it, man. Everybody killed it. Godzilla killed it. A1 killed it. Stephanie killed it. It was, man, man, my folks are who hashtag my friends are dope. That's why I celebrate my friends all the time, man. They do great work. Let's get back into it. Things are looking up for sure. Glad I got the USB cassette in time then. Yeah, man, I'm down to I think I got less than 20 of the USB cassettes left. You know what? That makes me, that is a great time to transition. So let's get this up on the screen so we can talk about this. So there's a cyber sale happening right now. Across the ticker at the bottom has the code. Still using the code Black Friday 23. That code is good until December 2nd, which is tomorrow. So I highly suggest you head over to subartandmusic.com/store if you want to support and you want to get 30% off. So it's 30% off all merchandise on the site. However, The shoes, I know you see them there, but the shoes are no longer available. As I've mentioned in several posts over the last week or so, the shoes, the last day to buy the adultish sneakers was on Monday, the 27th of November. So if you still want to support the other stuff, in fact, like if you like this hoodie I got on right now, it's the adultish joint, the Dusty Rose joint, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of, sexy time. I like it, you know what I mean? It feels nice too, you know what I mean? Like a warm hug. But anyway, there's lots of merch you can cop. We got the mug, we got the shirts, we got the sweatshirts, we got hoodies, we got different types of hoodies. The USBs are still available, but in limited supply. We also have the framed artwork. So if you're a person that loves the variant art that was done by Natural, you don't necessarily, you like the vinyl cover, but you don't necessarily want to buy the vinyl because you don't have a record player, but you want to frame the art. Right? You can buy it already pre-framed through my website, subartmusic.com/store. So go ahead, cop if you can. If you can't, it's all good, man. It's all love. I know y'all like the support in various different ways. So, man, I'm grateful of any of the support that you all can offer. Keeps me rocking, man. Keeps me being able to do what I love and provide for the people I love most. You feel me? But let's get back to these comments. I'm way too curious to look at the at only older stuff for any artist I like. I have to check out everything. Yeah, man. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, it's I don't want to say it's weird because that's I don't feel like the word weird is an insult, right? But I know people do. But it's interesting, to say the least, when people hear something they really like, but they never kind of venture past that thing. I know in some cases, a lot with my first album, a good amount of those people who kind of only gravitate to the first album in my early work is because of their love for Nujabes specifically. Not because they may like me and may have been impressed by some of the things I do, but they specifically want to hear me over Nujabes' stuff. And I get that, you know what I mean? It's like being a fan of CL Smooth. You hear him over other stuff, but it don't hit you the same way as when he was rapping over Pete Rock's production. However, I would argue also that there are some MCs that kind of evolve in a way that most people would say it's kind of greater than where they were before, and they adapt to other styles of production. I like to believe I'm one of those MCs where I could still get over a Nujabes type of beat or other beats from him and give you some of those same feelings if I wanted to, right? But I'm able to, man, someone could put an EDM track on, right? And I can capture I can still deliver those things that you've grown to love about in terms of capturing like talking about certain subject matter, creating certain feelings. Like, you know what I mean? Or just pivoting in general and giving you something different. I think it's something that I've proven time and time again throughout my career that I've been able to do. And I think the fans who actually give the other stuff a chance recognize that one of the things that's cool about kind of checking out the work that I do, even when it seems like I deviate and go in a different direction and try something new, I never completely leave the core sound that makes me, right? Like those jazz elements are still there. That boom bap element is still there. It's the sound just evolves, but I still kind of keep it rooted in my foundation. You know what I mean? And I think anybody who gives the stuff a chance, they recognize that. I'm preaching to the choir right now because you guys know you're already hip. And man, y'all are in for a doozy today because got a lot of new music. We're going to listen to 3 new songs today. So y'all hold tight. We're going to get there. All right, let's get to these other comments. Can't wait for my vinyl. Yeah, man. Joint got dropped in the mail yesterday. Thank you for supporting, Eric, man. I appreciate you, brother. And hope I'll be getting the hoodie for Christmas too. You know what I'm saying? You got to lean on them. Lean on them a little bit. Be like, hey, you say you love me. You say you love me. I'm going to need that hoodie. About to bump adultish in the shower real quick. Live your life. Enjoy yourself. You know what I mean? Not too much now. We don't need to hear about too. No, tough crowd. Just messing with you. All right, keep it going. Do you have any favorite Nujabes tracks outside of your own songs? Of course. Horizon's really dope. I love Horizon. Ordinary Joe is the one track that every time I play it, I tear up. Hands down my favorite. It was my favorite while he was alive. I literally told him when I heard that track, I was like, dog, this is it. Of course, all the other stuff is dope too, but that was the one that spoke to me. The combination of him with Terry Collier's, not just his voice, but his words, what he's saying in that song. Just, yo, it hits me to this day. Like, I literally tear up every time I play that song. So Ordinary Joe is probably like my all-time favorite Nujabes Best track. And it is a cover, but yeah, it's an amazing cover. It's arguably one of the greatest covers ever made to me. But yeah, that one, World in Rhapsody, fam. I love when he went in the direction of starting to do more like dance / house tracks. Those, house music is criminally underrated. And I've, before I rapped, I was like, I wanted to be a dancer. So any music that like instant, like you just invokes like just rocking and dancing, like, just feel good music, man, speaks to the soul. It's like a bowl of chili on a cold day, you know what I mean? So definitely, man, I got a lot of favorites from him. But Tetsuo says, all right, buying my vinyl now. You are the man, the person. I don't know if you're a man or a woman, but thank you. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, fam. Let's see. But yeah, definitely, as I mentioned before, World in Rhapsody, Ordinary Joe, Horizon. There's a lot of joints I love from him, but those are some of my favorites off the top of my head. Dan, what's going on? Dan here from Anime NYC family. It was a pleasure meeting you, Dan. Man, thanks for tuning in too, bro. USB cassette is worth every penny. Keep up the great work and looking forward to seeing you sometime in Toronto. Hope so, man. It's been too long since I've been to Toronto, so hoping to get back soon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's pause it for a second because we got to show some love to people spending a little change. They making a sprinkle in here today. Thank you. Appreciate you. Shout out to my man Joshua. Holding it down. Passing the collection plate around. The / stay off the pole money. Thank you, sir. Yeah, man. Trying to keep substantial in these babies off these poles in 2024. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody wants to see that. Maybe somebody does, but I ain't trying to give them the pleasure or satisfaction. You feel me? But thank you, sir. Uncrowned Otaku coming through with the $5. Adding to the stay off the pole fund. Yeah, man. Fam. Mark my word, 2024, we going to have the stay off the pole t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to design a nice little logo. I got to come up with like some little animated thing. So anytime someone put the money in, we can go ahead and we can go ahead and put it up there. We say Toronto. Hey, learn something new every day. All right, let's get back to these other joints. Joshua says, request, would it be possible to get substantial weekly / Sunday episodes for old times and for old time's sake with the crew for the holidays with things maybe slowing down for you guys? That would be dope, man. I'm going to see what's up, man. I'm going to see if I can get the guys to come through. It might have to be a Sunday type of thing. Because of the fact, both of them, Friday, is a super busy day for most people. But Sherm, Sherm is a barber, hence the name Sherm the Barber. And Friday and Saturdays are like his big days. But I'll see what's up with getting him and maybe Cash to come through on a Sunday. If we do it, it won't, like, the only Sunday we probably will be able to do it this month because I'm going to be OT. I leave out of town on December 15th, and I'm gone for like 2 weeks. So I'm gonna try to, if I get them, it's gonna be like the week before the 15th, that Sunday. So let me see what's up. That's a great idea, man. We were talking a lot this week because Busta's new album dropped, and Busta's one of my, one of the greatest to do it. But this new album is not it, fam. I love Bust, I really do, but this album really feels like him pandering to a younger audience, and there's nothing wrong with doing stuff that maybe younger fans might be into. But like, I don't want to feel like, if that's what you're doing, do it in a way that doesn't make it obvious that you're trying to do it, because then it don't feel like art. You know what I mean? It almost feels like political ads during like this during the run for the someone running for president or something. You know what I mean? Like, look at me. You guys should like me and vote for me and support me too, because I do this. You know what I'm saying? It's like when Hillary made the comment about having hot sauce in her purse. It's like, Come on, fam. You know what I mean? Or Joe Biden saying you ain't black if you don't vote for him. I'm gonna stop talking about politics, but you feel what I'm saying? That's what the album felt like. But anyway, that's a conversation for another day. I will definitely holler at the fellas and see if we could do that. I think that'd be great. Fun fact, I had a classmate in college named Dusty Rose. Hey, that's dope. That's dope. So I don't know if that was an alias for something else. Maybe they needed to keep themselves off the poll fund. I don't know. I'm joking. I probably went too far. I'm sorry. They probably were. I'm shut up. Yeah. Hey, just out here. Anyway, Vinyl Cop. Gotta tell wifey this is an investment. Hey man, vinyl is an investment, fam. I call it black gold. Vinyl literally retains its value and actually appreciates more so than any other form of music, right? For example, there's a record I have in my club. Matter of fact, here we go. If you are a person who got this Nujabes project right here when it first released, right, you might have paid almost $100 to get it, right? However, it's currently worth about $1,000. You see what I'm saying? Now we know like the legend of him and all of these different things, but for those of you who support certain types of artists, especially artists who really, whether the project goes viral and gets designated as a classic, or it's just a unique piece of art from an artist who may not be as popular, you know what I mean? Whether it's me or somebody else. But like, for example, when Freeway did his project and had like the Money Fold and all of that, I'm sure that project resells more now, gently used on Discogs for more than it actually costed when it first came out. Like, it's probably worth more now than when it first came out, is what I'm trying to say. I know that was the case with the EFAM record as well. When we dropped Extended Fam, that project within a few years was reselling as a CD for nearly $100 because of how exclusive it was and the things we had in the inside of the record, right? I also saw something similar like that when we did the Real Folk Blues single. That single sold for about $25 or $30. I think it was $25. Before that year was out, it was reselling within a few months once it sold out, because it sold nearly 3,000 copies. And even with nearly 3,000 copies in circulation, it was reselling for almost $100 within the same year, right? So vinyl in particular, or like rare CDs and stuff, where the art is a particular thing, it's absolutely a bit of an investment, and it's just interesting to watch these things appreciate and watch how people kind of trade them, you know what I mean, or not trade them, but like purchase them later for a lot more because of what those things meant to the culture at the time. So yeah, it's interesting. All right, couple more comments, and then I get back on task. Did you ever get to meet Terry Stan? No, I didn't, man. Unfortunately, I didn't have the pleasure of meeting him before he passed. But thank you for asking. Hey, Soul Tiger, appreciate you, brother. Stay off the pole, Stan. Will do. You got it, boss. Can you throw the hoodie sticker and the vinyl in one order? I purchased them at different dates. Ooh, it depends. Like, if the other stuff was all, so just so you know, the hoodies, stickers, certain items like that, depending on when you ordered it. Like I work with a manufacturer that automatically, a lot of the stuff that I do is made to order, like I try to do things in a more sustainable and more eco-friendly way. So that way I'm not just sitting around with thousands of copies or thousands of hoodies or thousands of shoes. A lot of the stuff that I do is made to order. So that way it requires very little investment up front outside of the initial artwork and getting samples. And so anytime y'all order specific things, they're made to order. The vinyl, the cassettes, things like that, I got to manufacture them a particular way a lot of times. And those are paid up front. But a lot of the stuff y'all get is made to order. So unfortunately, depending on when you ordered the sticker and the hoodie, that already may have started and might be not might it will be shipping separate. So I got to check to see, because the manufacturer may have already processed that information. If they have not, I might be able to get them to pause it, and then I can put everything together myself. But it really depends. Like if it was ordered more than like 3 or 4 days ago, it might be too late. You know what I mean? It's not a bad thing. It just means that, you're going to have 2 packages instead of 1. I mean, 2 packages instead of 1. But thanks for the question. As a Brit, I saw gigs on the track on Busta's album. I was very excited, but as soon as I heard it, I was so disappointed. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's a conversation for another time. I'm going to save that for if the fellas come on for Substantial Sundays. We'll definitely have a lot to say about Busta's album. And it's a weird place for me, too, because I am a huge Busta fan. And then I'm also good friends with Mr. Mech. I don't know if Mech was A&R on this project, but I know Busta's last album, which I loved, the homie Mech was actually an A&R on the album and works closely with Busta. So, yeah, it's always weird when there's relationships like that or people you're super fans of and then they don't deliver something that you can really stand on and be like, yeah, this is it. Man, that Gigs Busta track, man, don't know how I feel. Yeah, see? See? That's a conversation for another time. So let's keep it moving. Quick reminder. Let's throw this up here. Boom. All right. So, family, for those of you who are musicians, any of you who are indie musicians watching this right now and would be interested in taking classes with me, fun fact, we recently started the Substantial Art and Music Academy. It's happening in person at Crescendo Studios in Falls Church, Virginia. Now, if you are a person who lives in another country, in another state, it's too far away for you to travel, no worries. We're going to be offering classes online. We're going to be recording the sessions and making them available online along with the whatever materials are given out during the in-person classes. So if this is something you're interested in, definitely check it out. Super proud of what we're building. This isn't something new. I've already been doing these, been teaching music business classes now for over or about a decade, almost a decade, with 2 different organizations. That's Words Beats and Life, and also for a lot longer with Omega Studios, or Omega Studios School for the Recording Arts and Sciences. So I've been doing this for quite some time. But if this is something you're interested in, you can definitely check it out and get more information. I'm going to drop the website below in the chat, so look out for that. But yeah, you can sign up for classes here. And even if this isn't something that applies to you, I'm sure a lot of you know a few indie artists. They don't have to be hip hop artists, right? Like some of my students and clients have made everything from pop music to jazz to you name it. And yeah, man, anyone who needs the help and might be interested in learning more about the classes, they can go to the link that's in the chat right now. But definitely, man, check out the SAM Academy, the Substantial Art and Music Academy. We're offering business classes in music marketing, digital distribution, music industry writing, and funding your career via crowdfunding campaigns, grant opportunities, et cetera, et cetera. All right. So that is going on, but let's keep it moving. More announcements. All right, folks, it's music time. So first and foremost, this right here, this project that you're seeing on the screen is called Apex. The reason why it's called Apex, it is a collaboration between me and a Northern Europe team. They're gamers who play a particular video game called Valorant, and they commissioned me earlier this year to make their official theme song. So, man, I'm excited to let y'all hear the track. It actually dropped today. The link is in the description of this video, but it dropped today on all streaming platforms. There's going to be an official promo video that should be dropping soon along with the press release. I'm waiting for that info. I haven't received it yet, but the song is now streaming everywhere, including Bandcamp. I'll be adding the maxi version of the single to Patreon this weekend. That will include both the instrumental that the song, the instrumental, which is available on streaming platforms, and then the acapella, which is not available. That will be going on Patreon this weekend for my Patreon supporters. For all my supporters who are already on Bandcamp subscriptions, you should already have access to all of this, and you had it as long as last week. So, you know what I'm saying? So don't say I don't be doing nothing for you. I know sometimes your boy be, you know what I'm saying, I get busy, and I forget to post things sometimes because, you know, the world be doing what it does. Life be lifing, you know what I'm saying? But I got you. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and listen to the track. I'm going to play it right about nowish. Hold up. Up. Oh, Tone spilled the beans early. Yeah, man. Yeah, like I said, I put it on Bandcamp about a week ago. And yeah, man, but here is the track. Produced by my brother from another mother, Tone Deaf. Super talented MC, vocalist, but also an amazing producer. So here is the track. Let's make sure that volume's right. We don't want to blast it too much, but we do want to blast it. Here we go. Let me know in the chat if you can hear it. Yeah, thumbs up.
Ready, get now. Everybody stand up. Are you ready? You ready? You ready? Y'all ain't ready, get ready. You ready? Are you ready? She ready? He ready? Ready, get now. Here we go. Take you to the top and reach the apex. Mother hit the updraft, now we feeling weightless. And you know the crew gon' stop whoever plays next. Cause we're the apex, locking low, say less. Everybody stand up, hands up, hands up. All or nothing cause it's time to man up. Ain't seen nothing yet, we about to ramp up. Reach the highest level with my fam up. If you seeking the best of this is it. We are them. I reckon that test is the best suggestion if you need a win. You need a prayer and infinite ammo. Try to dismantle my team and ended up on a mantle. We're ending up on the podium and in the winner's bracket. Tool in our hand, it's like countless finest pretenders rackets. History in the making, consistently reaching greatness. Visibly so courageous, now victory is our status of victorious. APEKS, we're the pinnacle, that's why they calling us Apex. Pay attention, dude, we move like pests and stay fresh. Putting competition on permanent hiatus. When we work together, nobody's better, and that's for certain. Show's over, get off the stage and close the curtains. Burden with excellence, and we never been so determined. Unlocking our full potential, get ready for this excursion. Take you to the top and reach the apex. Mother hit the updraft, now we feeling weightless. And you know the crew gon' stop whoever plays next. Cause we're the apex, locking low, say less. Everybody stand up. When it's coming through, time to move along. Best to ever do it till you prove us wrong. Go hard or go home, so we do it strong. So I'll sing you sing a new tune for you knew the song. Yeah, we got game, but we don't play around. When we reach the top, people plot, try to take us down. Square up with whoever wanted, we're the ones that stay around. Moving silent, yet you heard about us when we made a sound. Guess our reputation precedes us. Many doubt us, but I can't wait to make them believe us. This for all the underachievers out to be future leaders. It's waking up all the sleepers that hated on all the dreamers. How ironic, but now they can't take their eyes off us. Got us watching the sky like we some flying saucers. Tightest courses, slim chance we changing courses. Reaching new heights, refusing to be defined by losses. Reach the apex, mother hit the updraft, now we feeling weightless. And you know the crew gon' stop whoever plays next. Cause we're the apex, locking low, say less. Everybody stand up, hands up, hands up. All or nothing cause it's time to man up. Ain't seen nothing yet, we about to ramp up. Reach the highest level with my fam up.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my brother Tone Deaf on the production. Yeah, man. Shout out to one of the team members at the company, Apex, who also did some additional production on the track. His name slips my mind, but it is listed in the credits on Facebook. But yeah, man, thank y'all. I hope y'all were digging that, man. Soul Tiger says, remind me of what SWAT and Omega Sparks do for the fighting games. Word. And it's like I said, man, it's weird sometimes because people think because I do a particular sound mostly that I can't do like the harder stuff, forgetting about like my foundation and what I come from, you know what I mean, in terms of like the battle rap, the punchline, the harder records. I mean, hell, man, like before most of y'all knew me, I helped popularize the phrase "F you, I rhyme better" in New York, right? Like, like if you ever heard anybody say that, like I'm the one that coined that phrase. This was the '90s, right? Like I coined that phrase in the '90s. It was a whole thing, you know what I mean? Like there's pictures of like Keith Murray rocking that shirt. You know, Black Rob, rest in peace. Grandmaster Caz. These are all people who bought that shirt, like literally, because that's like that phrase. That was the type of hip hop I was making. You know what I mean? I was still sampling and jazz stuff, and I'd had to chill tracks, but I was a battle MC first and foremost for a very long time before I pivoted. So yeah, so making these harder tracks ain't necessarily like it's not a stretch for me. You know what I mean? It's just kind of going back to my roots. Peace. What's going on, Brian? Welcome. Soul Tiger, thank you, man. Thank you, Maglo, ladies and gentlemen. We got Maglo in the building. We got Stephanie Gale in the building. We got celebrities in here. You know what I'm saying? Legends, living legends. Man, love y'all, man. Thank y'all for joining me, man. Everybody stand up. Yeah. My God. Appreciate you, sis. All right. Sounds like it's from a Need for Speed game. Words. Fire. Thank you so much, man. Means a lot. Hey, what's going on? Instrumentalists, peace, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, man, but I'm glad y'all enjoyed the track. We got more tracks to play. That was track 1 of the day. We're going to go through 3 total. We got 2 more to go. You know what I mean? Malik Green, welcome. Peace, Malik, welcome. All right, so let's get to the next track. Let's see what the cover art is for that. Oh, yeah. All right, so this particular track, this is from a project by the homie Lex from Paris, France. He's actually out in Tokyo right now doing an exhibit with his original art, some of which you see right here on the cover. Lex is a talented producer I had the pleasure of meeting when I was in France on tour back in 2017. And so we've been talking for quite some time to do a track. And yeah, I'm about to play this track that we did. I might have played a rough version on the show a while back, but here's the final mix. We'll get ready to play it. It is now available on streaming sites right now. The album is called When We Will Return. Also, today is Bandcamp Friday, so the song I just played and this project here, When We Will Return by Lex, is both of these projects are streaming on all platforms, but also you can get them on Bandcamp today because today is Bandcamp Friday. All right, but we'll get into that in a second. As the celebrity quietly eats at a Chipotle after a doctor's appointment unnoticed. Well, you know, man, you know the thing about celebrity and the thing about like popularity or fame is relative, right? Like one person's celebrity isn't necessarily another person's celebrity. And the part that I love in the word celebrity, and my goal is never to be a celebrity, but the one part of that term that I do love is the first section of it, because in celebrity is celebrate. And for me, that just means that you're a person worth celebrating. It has a lot less to do with how popular you are, at least for me. You know what I mean? It just means that to me, I view you as a celebrity. In other words, you are someone that I celebrate. You know what I mean? So I'm just here to celebrate my friends. So shut up and take the love, God damn it. Take the love, Steph. I love you. You know what I mean? Maglo, love you, brother. You know what I mean? Hey, man, love all y'all, man. Good to see y'all up in here. I appreciate it. You know? Steph, you know, typical celebrity shit. You funny. I don't respect a celeb who I can't chill and eat a meal with, for real. Hey, man, you know, simple as that. Y'all my celebrities too, man. Back at you, bro. Back at you, man. All right, so let's get to this other tune. Let me go ahead and get that in the queue. had it up here a second ago, and of course, you know, Mr. Fat Fingers lost it, so he didn't bring it back up. Sourcing. There it is. Okay. Let's get that volume ready. All right, so new joint, Sourcing by Lex, the Kylex. Basically, that just means Lex of Kylex is a group with his boy who raps in French, and they're super dope as well. We rocked with them in Paris back in the day. But here's the track, y'all. Enjoy. Yeah. Substantial. Lex. Yeah.
Try to make the most of every journey I take, and pray that I can live with every choice that I make. God willing, when I die in this bed that I made, I hope the trail set ablaze when my records get played. Sourcing. God willing, when I die in this bed that I made, I hope the trail set ablaze when my records get played. There's so much wrong, I had to write it. Every time I heard my struggling songs, I got excited. I was 10 when the fire inside, I got ignited. Wave the white flag, now give me my pad while I fight it. Plus the mic will keep me out of a coffin, the jail cell. But when it's on, I'm a killer at heart, like Telltale. From the home of Edgar Allan, but 45 minutes out. Moved around quite a bit, refusing to live in doubt. But I've been about my independence and transcendence. Then I learned how even the sentence can make a difference. Whether bars in the rhyme or the bars you're behind. When you're doing time, amazing what both can do to your mind. Wasn't duly assigned, but I played a reluctant leader. The shoe just happened to fit, and I happened to need some sneakers. Cause I've been bearing my soul until it's nearly depleted. Trying to be hit when needed until evil's defeated. I try to make the most of every journey I take, and pray that I can live with every choice that I make. God willing, when I die in this bed that I made, I hope the trail set ablaze when my records get played. Sourcing. God willing, when I die in this bed that I made, I hope the trail set ablaze when my records get played. Sourcing. Miseducated overachiever with no degree, without a notary. He stand by the public and most agree. He more likely to put honor for dollars and normally raise the bar to get us back on the track that we supposed to be. Taking hopefullys and check them off the bucket list. While simps wishing for consent, cause nobody told them they could fuck with this. With or without a publicist, make something out of nothing. Higher than heaven's gate, the strain of life got me buzzing. Inhale the passage to kindred spirits, come hit these lyrics. Fuck the fearless while we masking the pain to keep up appearances. My heart's just a patch on my sleeve, hanging by threads. Trying to hide it for a snatched up by thieves, leaving me dead. God, and it isn't me, inclined to give it for free. And I'm fine with the design if that karma was meant for me. If it's meant to be, may the name live on throughout the centuries. Eternal life in your memory, sincerely me. One, try to make the most of every journey I take, and pray that I can live with every choice that I make. God willing, when I die in this bed that I made, I hope the trail set ablaze when my records get played. Sourcing. God willing, when I die in this bed that I made, I hope a trail set ablaze when my records get played. Sourcing.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Lex. Shout out to the homie Takumi as well, and Rockwell Shop. They released this, a Japanese label. Takumi, for those who don't know, for anyone who's a fan of Nujabes, Takumi owns his own label called Rockwell, and they released this. I think I'm saying the name of the label right. I feel like I might need to check. But yeah, man, shout out to Takumi. He's Nujabes' former manager, and his label's responsible for putting this out. So, man, always a pleasure to work with them, man. Salute to everybody involved. Lex killed it on the beat. When I heard the joint, I was like, yeah, I got you, son. Say less. Just tell me when you need it by. You know what I mean? So that was written and recorded earlier this year. It's dope to finally see it drop before the year closes out. Hey, man, let me tell you, because Steph just called me. Hold up, what she say? Stan gifting us already, Santa Claus up in here. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to clap it up for that. Because, yeah, fam, y'all have no idea how much stuff I've knocked out this week, right? Like, And here's the thing. I technically got 2 extra songs I can play for you. I'm probably gonna play at least one of so y'all gonna get 4 today. That's what I'm gonna do for y'all. I'm gonna give y'all 4 today. We got 2. I was gonna do one more, but I got a 4th one for you because I completely forgot about this other joint I did. Now these next 2, the issue with these next 2, disclaimer before I play them, is one of them is, excuse me, one of them right now is only on Bandcamp, right? And so that's the one I'm about to play right now. We're going to switch the cover art, man. Shout out to the homie Lex again on a great job, and congrats on the release. But this next one is from a project called Color of Time, the Pinnacle Colors of Time by the homie AJ Rios. If y'all don't know who AJ Rios is, that is partially my bad because I ain't been singing his praises enough. But behind the scenes, I built a band with him, Lizzie Blue, my bassist Jonathan Smalls, who's played all over Adultish and also played on Animal Arithmetic. And yeah, man, along with Stephanie Gale, who y'all already know, our celebrity up in here. Oh man, Josh said play both. I got you, brother. Thank you, Josh. I got you. Songs on deck. But yeah, man, AJ is amazing. But yeah, Stephanie's a part of the band as well as my brother DJ RBI whenever we need jiggers and budget permits, you know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be dope, man. What the stuff we're hoping to be able to do live, and songs that I've never been able to perform live that will potentially be performed live, and ones I've performed all the time that will have these new renditions with all live instrumentation. So it's gonna be really, really great, which is gonna lead me to this vinyl thing that I'm gonna talk to you about in a few minutes. But let's get back to these songs. But yeah, man, shout out to AJ Rios, young producer in his 20s, super talented, making fire beats left and right. And this song is currently on his Bandcamp page, available right now, a part of this project with this cover. So let's get into that. Let's address these comments before I start, though. These laid vibes just take me back to a better time. Biking from school in 09 to the manga shop, though. Had some jazz addicts. Salute to the legends. Pete Philly, not familiar, but salute. Nugent Best, of course, rest in peace. And Blue, woo, yeah, salute. Hey, man, that's good company right there. I ain't mad at that at all, man. Link the song, please. Yes. Which song? You talking about the one I just played? If so, hold on. Let me search it up real quick. Lex, Substantial, sourcing. See if I can find it right now. Put Spotify. All right, hold on. I think it's Colex is how you spell it. All right, bet. Got it here. Waiting for it to load. Sorry, y'all. All right, got the joint. So yeah, I'm gonna drop the album in there, the whole album from Lex of Colex, because he already my song is the first song on the album, so we'll just drop that there. So this song, the song I just played. Here's a link to the album on Spotify. Put Lex's album. Boom. All right, so that's coming through now. Let's cue up this next joint. The duality of life in your songs lets me know everything will be okay. Man, I appreciate that, bro. I think, man, the healing power of music, right? Like, not just for the listener. I think, it's easy to pretend like, yeah, man, I'm doing this for y'all, right? And of course, that's part of it. But a lot of it is therapy for me too, man. You know what I mean? Like, just reflecting on my journey, where I'm currently at, where I want to be, like all of these different things and state of the world. And, we're in tough times, man. Like with this conflict that we see happening in the Middle East and the many other conflicts that are happening in our country and across the continent of Africa and other places that I didn't mention. And so, man, I know sometimes it may look like you don't see me posting about And I feel weird posting about these things when it happened, because when I'm posting about this one thing, I'm neglecting so many other things that are happening that I'm well aware of. And I recognize that I can't post and have a commentary on every single thing that happens. So the one thing I have the most control of is the energy I put out in the world. So I try to make sure that, like, that healing energy that exists in music, I try to put that in everything I do. Whenever possible, put some form of joy in it, some reflection, you know what I mean? Some sadness if necessary, whatever. Just because, like, you never know who's listening, which I'm going to circle back to in a bit when we do the unwrap joint. But you never know who's listening and how it's going to affect them. So I'm real careful about the energy I put in this music nowadays. When I was young, I didn't think so deeply about that. I just did what I wanted. But I'm very selective about what I'm going to put out in the world, what type of energy I'm going to put out in the world at this point. And that's not just through my music, man. My day, y'all wouldn't know it from seeing me right now, but my day did not start great, fam. You know what I'm saying? My oldest daughter's not feeling well, so there's concerns there. She just did her second COVID test in a week. She doesn't have COVID. So as soon as this is done, I got to take her to the clinic. She's just resting right now. Outside of that, somebody from the Kickstarter campaign, I done sent them their stuff back in October. It's literally been listed as in transit for since like October 21st. So I went to 2 different post offices, like a smaller one, and then the main hub or whatever, just to get the runaround and just to kind of get brushed off or whatever and not get a resolution to this stuff. And this was something that someone else purchased as a gift to someone else. And I want to do my part to make sure that I deliver what I promise, but also make sure that they deliver on their promise to the people they care about. And so that stuff is super frustrating and as upsetting, as irritated as I've been considering everything I was just dealing with in that brief period of time. I didn't use that as an excuse to treat the people that I was dealing with, no matter how they came at me, to treat them like they were anything less than a human being. Right. And those people were not directly responsible for my pain. And I think a lot of times people don't consider that when they say and do certain things. And that's largely why we see the conflicts that we happen in the world. People are unable to see the humanity in someone else. Right. And so they just do whatever they want without considering the consequences in terms of how their soul's going to have to pay for that at some point, depending on what you believe. But then also the immediate ramifications of their actions on someone else's life. You know what I mean? And someone who they care about, who may end up being hurt or killed because of decisions they made. Right? So sometimes the consequences don't always come to you directly. They find other ways for you to suffer. You know what I mean? So man, like, how I do my part in the world is really take time to consider what type of energy I'm gonna put out and try to lift up the people I interact with, regardless of what I'm dealing with. And I owe a lot of that to working in education, man. Like showing up on the job after losing people in your life and still having to look these kids in the face and smile and try to put their needs first and foremost, because they're not responsible for my aunt or uncle dying, right? Or something else bad that may have happened that got me down that day. You know what I mean? So there's no need to treat them like they are the responsible for my pain. And even if they were somehow associated with that like, I feel like, I'm doing myself an injustice, right? Like, by being anything other than great, than being anything other than grateful, than being anything like other than, treating people with anything other than the respect that a human being deserves. And so, like, man, trying to take that high road a lot of times, even when you're in pain, is extremely difficult. And it's not something that I think anybody fully masters, but I think it's something that we should be actively working toward. So yeah, man, that's my Pastor Stan moment of the day. I just wanted to put that out there because I know you don't always see me jumping in these conversations, because I oftentimes feel like people are distracting from the voices we actually need to hear from most, the people living in it, the people who have dedicated their lives to these type of situations, not necessarily any person that has an opinion on it. But that doesn't mean that your opinion isn't valid. I just choose to leave space for the voices who need to get heard the most when they're dealing with these things. And then if I'm in the position to directly work with people who are directly affected by it and use my platform to lift them up, lift their voices up, then by all means, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, that's all I'm gonna say about that. And then yeah, I'm gonna keep it moving. All right. Says, man, I think I have to make some Substantial and Friends playlists on Spotify ASAP. Prayers for your daughter to be healed. Thank you very much. Very, very true. Appreciate you. You're making my day better with these gems. The least I can do is pass the positivity along and hope your day gets better, man. Thank you. Blessing and healings to your daughter, too. I'll let Serenity know, man. Thank y'all. We respect the man more than we respect the music. You continue to evolve over time, Stan, so it's natural for you to continue to be there for your family and closest friends. Hope Rent feels better. Thank you, brother. Well, here's to hoping we can take the ugly and crap out of your day like you do ours, whether it's through the music we listen to, this or the music we listen to, everything. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Feels better. I got you, bro. Needed to hear this today. Indeed, man. Absolutely love the art for both these tracks. Thank you. Love, light, and strength to you and the fam, bro. Thank you. It's like your song Waiting for the Clouds. Indeed. Indeed. All right. So on that note, let's play this next joint. This song is called Waymaker. Yeah. Let me cue that up. It's in a different app, so just bear with me. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. This song, literally, I finished writing it this week. It was recorded and mixed Wednesday. So this joint fresh, and it's out now only on Bandcamp. I'll grab the link for it in a second. Matter of fact, let me just throw it in there while y'all. And remember, if you support today, support AJ today for this joint. It will, it's Bandcamp Friday, so all the money goes to him outside of the processing fee. But Bandcamp waives their fee today. All right, so here is Waymaker by AJ Rios featuring yours truly, Substantial. All right, make sure everything's everything. Here we go.
Yeah. I know that God got me when streams dry up and all these hard copies ain't moving like a post-prime Ali. Even when I'm lost, you always help me find a solution. Too much pride is blinding. Taught a few lessons, then I forgot to be a student. But look at what you taught me, accept my blessings and let you help guide my movements. So I'm better with time. When I arrive, that moment's divine. Act like it's all me, but I be lying. You don't need me, but I'ma still give you a shine. So victory's ours, it ain't just mine. Got a few scars, but I'ma be fine. I can achieve anything put in my mind. Give me everything I needed to make that climb. Yeah. Been a long road, joy getting pain, but it made us grow. Yeah. In a fast lane, speeding through life, but take it slow. Yeah. Had no control, then I was told just let it go. Live just that and I watch it flow. Lit up my path, now away we go. Give thanks to the way maker, make blessings fall like rainmakers, you know. Started as plain paper, wrote our stories and became greater, you know. For you was trailblazers, lost your way, then it came later, you know. Thanks to the way maker, you know. Working to regain favor, you know. Give thanks to the way maker, make blessings fall like rainmakers, you know. Started as plain paper, wrote our stories and became greater, you know. For you was trailblazers. Lost your way, then it came later, you know. Thanks to the way maker, you know. Working to regain favor, you know. You know. All my life I sacrificed so much and paid the price just to fair. Couldn't survive without your help and rise and lift me up out of this hell. Found a way, slaving night and day and pray hard until it prevail. Couldn't happen without you, doubtful I'd be this powerful without your help. Y'all hear me out, when it came to God I had my doubts. Mostly tasks quickly carried out, till I needed you to bail me out. I ain't been to church since someone died, but when I need you, you ain't hard to find. Some look the skies, but I just look inside. In my heart's where God and love reside. Yeah, been a long road, joy getting pain, but it made us grow. Yeah, in a fast lane, speeding through life, but take it slow. Yeah. Had no control, then I was told just let it go. Live just that and I watch it flow. Lit up my path, now away we go. Give thanks to the way maker, make blessings fall like rainmakers, you know. Started as plain paper, wrote our stories and became greater, you know. For you was trailblazers, lost your way, then it came later, you know. Thanks to the way maker, you know. Working to regain favor, you know. Give thanks to the way maker, make blessings fall like rainmakers, you know. Started as plain paper, wrote our stories and became greater, you know. For you was trailblazers, lost your way, then it came later, you know. Thanks to the way maker, you know. Working to regain favor, you know.
Man, shout out to AJ Rios on that amazing track, man. Yeah, man, I'm just grateful to have like dope friends, dope, just talented folks around me, inspiring folks around me, present company included. Yeah, man, glad y'all are enjoying the music. But yeah. All right, let's get to these comments. Beat reminds me of what Nitsuo does. Of course, the vocals are fire. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right, insane tracks. Need these on Apple Music. Yeah, so I got to talk to AJ because AJ has some music available on Spotify, but most of his catalog, if you want it, is only on Bandcamp. But yeah, man, shout out to AJ, super talented. The other two tracks I played are already on Spotify. Thank you, Steph. Appreciate it. Daily rotation right there. Yeah, man. Appreciate you, bro. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Awesome job by AJ Rios. 100%, man. He's super talented. Definitely. If you love that beat, there's a ton of that type of fire on his Bandcamp page. Any of my artist friends who are looking for production too, definitely check them out. The track was bananas. Thank you, family. Appreciate it, man. The cymbals in the beginning set the tone. Indeed. When I heard it and it dropped, it's crazy because he was over here one day and then he played a bunch of beats for me. When I heard that beat, it was the first one he played. I mean, I liked all of the joints he played, certain ones more than others. But when he played that, as soon as the beat dropped, it's like I started doing the I was basically matching the shaker that's in there. And like I saw his face when I was doing it. He was like, yo, if you want to do something to that. And I was like, yeah, man, send me over the joint. You know what I mean? We'll work something out, you know? And so, yeah, so Waymaker isn't on Spotify. It's strictly a Bandcamp only release for now. I will let y'all know. I'll update you if he decides to put it up there. But most of his music is only on Bandcamp. Yeah, so, but he does have some amazing stuff up there. He just tagged me in something on IG I got to check out. But, yeah, let's see. Oh, man, shout out to all of y'all making purchases. I've been seeing all these little I missed all these notifications, but thank y'all, man. So that leads me to, I'm going to play one more track for y'all. But before I do that, I just want to make sure we plug something real quick, and then I'm going to get to these other announcements before I get out of here. Hold tight 1 second, just making sure I got the right thing up on the screen. Yep, so just another reminder to everybody, in case you got here a little late today, no worries. I don't care when you got here, as long as you're here with us, man. I appreciate you if you were able to make time. And that also goes to any of you who going to watch this later today. But right now, Cyber Sale's happening. It's going to end on December 2nd. I think it ends at midnight, if I'm not mistaken. I wouldn't risk it if I was y'all. You get 30% off of everything, except the shoes. The shoes are no longer available for sale. They have run their course. Shout out to everyone who got theirs between last week and Friday. A ton of people swooped in and ordered it. We sold, I think, close to 30 pair of those, man. So that's really, really dope, considering it wasn't like an official collaboration with Vans, but they are official Vans. And so all of these, I don't want y'all to think like there's some bootleg joints. These are actually custom made by Vans themselves. But it is not an official thing like Vans did a press release or something. We did something with Substantial. But someday we're going to put that energy in the universe. You know what I mean? Because I love Vans. Vans are arguably one of my favorite sneakers. Probably the sneaker I own the most of. So I don't even think it's arguable anymore. Vans are probably my favorite sneakers. You know, I had like a relationship with someone who worked there at one point. So I used to be able to get Vans for when I would go on tour and all of that. And even though it didn't last forever, still grateful, man, for that brief moment in time, and I love their shoes. So it was dope to be able to do this. Already working on a low top joint that I'm going to introduce when it gets a little bit warmer. Depending on where you live, you like, Stan, but it's warm here now. But when it gets a little warmer for me, son, when spring gets a little closer, I got this low top version. I don't think it's going to be a skate high joint. It's going to be probably a different joint, so it's going to be a little bit cheaper than this. I might bring the custom high top back at some point, though. So, keep your fingers crossed, keep your ears to the street. I will let y'all know. But lots of other cool merch available, not just adultish stuff, tons of other stuff as well. I'm not going to go through all the merch that's up on the site. Feel free to check it out, subartmusic.com/store. Of course, you can buy anything you want from this store or Bandcamp. But if you buy it from subartmusic.com/store, what's it called? There's a lot more available on this site. You know what I mean? So if you're asking me which site to purchase through, I'm going to tell you this one, right? Versus Bandcamp. However, I do love Bandcamp, and today is Bandcamp Friday. So I'm not mad at whatever decision you make. But my website, our company website, is always the better way to support us. All right, just so you know. On that note, let's get to this comment and get back into things. What's up, fam? Hey, Blackheart. Peace, fam. Good to see you up in here, man. All right. So let's get back. I'm going to play another tune. It's funny, Blackheart's up in here because around the time I would see him is when I first started kicking in with my man DJ Hive. And so that's a great segue for this next track. So this next track I'm going to play you. Excuse me. This next track I'm going to play you is from DJ Hive's new mixtape called Conceptually Dope. It's basically a mixtape where he takes all these different themes dealing with, all of these different concept tracks, like hip hop concept tracks. He featured Bop Alloy's Count on Us on there as well. But in the past, Hive was on the show one time, and he was talking about like how we do when I make tracks for his mixtapes. Part of the job is I take all of the song titles, every song that's on there, and I put together a verse that somehow makes sense and works for the intro. And that's what I did in this case. The beat that I'm rapping on is a track from Jay Dilla. It's probably, it's one of those things with me. Dilla, it still is my favorite producer all time. And obviously I never had the opportunity to work with him. So it's always cool when these type of opportunities pop up to hop on something and in mixtape fashion be able to drop something over a person whose production I love that I didn't get the chance to work with. So this is me rapping over a Dilla joint. Track's called Conceptually Dope. If you want to learn more about DJ Hive and a lot of his dope mixes and stuff, you can go to hivemercy.com. That's JAVMERCY.com. I'll drop it in here. Check my guy DJ Hive at hivemercy.com. All right, make sure that's good. Boop, bap, boop, boop. Shazam. All right, and let's play the track. So this is the last song of the day. It's called Conceptually Dope. Here we go. Peace, world. Substantial. In the place with my man DJ Hop. And you're listening to Conceptually Dope. Let's go. Turn it up. R.P. Dilla. Is the name I call myself truly a name I earn, or something to aspire to by the lessons I learned? Raised by strong women and some reformed goons with uncommon valor, not these modern day coons. Might catch a stray bullet when it's hotter than June. Put deep fried friends right inside of a tomb. But thou shalt not fuck with no C-stand shit. Rule number 1 in the 10 rap commandments. You eat off the sweet, a crookie monster with bandit. Officer in blue trying to catch you red-handed. Dr. Knockboot only treats the scandalous. Rule number 1 in the 10 ratchet commandments. About to get God took whatever you handed. In vitro, too late, the seed has been planted. But you can count on us through the good, bad, and the ugly. Produce some more waves than do-rags and scullies. I see now, you're hating like how they have them above me, a victim of my success. They only mad that they love me, dang.
Haters and virus that's hard to fight. Cars, money, and jewels won't fill that void in your life. Tried to drink away the pain and smoke herb when life's harder. But only when I'm drunk, the reaper feel like a stalker. No happy Thanksgiving, just double burgers with cheese. No soul food or fam to put your spirit at these G's.
What a concept. What a concept. What a concept.
Conceptually dope.
What a concept.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Shout out to my brother DJ Hive. Yeah, man. Shout out to all of y'all. You know what I mean? Clap it up for all of y'all for sticking around this long. Lots of music dropped today, man. Again, you can learn more about that mixtape on hivemercy.com. I think he put it up there already, you know. But yeah, man, like I said, I've been super busy. That isn't even all that like I've made or produced in the last few weeks, but that is definitely a lot of it. You'd be surprised how many of these tracks were finished within the last 2 weeks, but definitely been busy. Some of this stuff obviously is already available. Other stuff that hasn't released yet, I'm gonna be adding to Patreon over the weekend. And yo, just a quick note to my Patreon supporters. I know sometimes I don't post on there every time, and it's partly because I feel bad because like if I post 5 things in a day, which I have enough stuff to do that a lot of times, it literally sends you a notification via email every time I do it. And my concern is that obviously, you know, there's some people who don't like to receive notifications like that, which I always find kind of weird. Like I get it. Sometimes you got things going on and when you get the notification, it's a little annoying. But a lot of times people not just unfollow people, in particular with Patreon. When I post more, unless I'm actively promoting outside of Patreon to tell people that I'm doing that on Patreon, I actually lose Patreon supporters the more I post. So that's why so for any of y'all that support me on Patreon, if it feels like I don't post all the time, it's partly because when I do, I get unfollowed a lot. Not just unfollowed, like people stop their financial support as well. Again, it's a little, I think sometimes that's because people forget that they're supporting me and then they remember and they're like, oh, money's tight, so I got to cancel. And that's completely understandable. But I just want y'all to understand why if it seems like I don't post as much as I could on Patreon, it's because of that reason. And, you know, and I don't know because people don't always communicate their reason for stopping the support. They just stop supporting. And it seems like that happens a lot when I post. So, yeah, man, just it's kind of crazy like that. But Joshua, you a real one, man. Thank you, man. Says, you killing us with all this. Oh, so that song that was playing, that was just called Conceptually Dope. Go to hivemercy.com. I put it in the chat already. Y'all can check out some of Hive's mixtapes. I believe the new one should be up there already. He told me it would be, but I didn't check before I played it. But, you know, sharing, man. Sharing's caring. But get this. I was on a random Twitch watching someone play Secret of Mana. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I have no idea how we got into music chats, but Twitch host mentioned that Bop Alloy albums, mentioned the Bop Alloy albums out of nowhere. That's love, man. I appreciate it. Tell them I said thank you next time you're watching a video, one of their lives. Let's see. Inspires me to want to become great and build community like this. Wow, man. That's a huge honor, man. Thank you, fam. Listen, I can't say, I'm pretty sure I've told y'all, but y'all are amazing, man. And, you know, I look forward to these, even when like, and my day, it started rough, but be clear, this is not a bad day. This is still a great day. You know what I mean? I have my health, I have my amazing children. I got an amazing wife. And like, no matter how challenging my day is or how rough it is, et cetera, I look forward to these moments, right? You know, I'm not going to pretend like the support the support of y'all buying merch and all of this stuff isn't a sweetener. You know what I mean? I definitely appreciate that. But more than that, the conversation, you know what I mean? Obviously I can't hear y'all, but the things y'all say in the chat, not just to me, but to each other, how y'all interact with one another. It's all super dope, man. It's always great to see it, because I know a lot of y'all haven't even met, but the community that exists amongst this base, you know, it's something to be proud of, you know what I mean? And I'm honored that this is associated with the brand. I don't take it lightly, and I try to make sure, you know, to be a good example to you all who take the time to listen and follow what I do. But yeah, man, I'm really, really, really proud of what we have and how y'all treat each other, most importantly, and how y'all support one another. That's really, really dope to see. And I love the fact that artists feel comfortable enough to come here and hang with y'all too, and just be a part of the community, and that y'all actually go and support them too. Like, you know, that's not a thing you get to see everywhere. Like, you know, I try to encourage folks. And so, matter of fact, if any artists are watching right now, whether it's the homies or not, if y'all got something that y'all are working on, if y'all are on Bandcamp right now and y'all got something available for Bandcamp Friday, feel free to throw it in the chat. Maybe throw it in there without the HTTPS / just throw the link in there just to see if it'll let it go through without y'all being flagged. Because even sometimes if I put too many links in, it'll stop some of my links. So it's kind of weird like that. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all. No day is a bad day. They're just rough moments. 100%. 100%. It's a choice. Like, we don't choose the things that are happening to us, but how we react to it is everything. You know what I mean? Hey, man, you're a griot of the hip hop community, or a griot, depending on who you talk to. Appreciate it. You definitely are always valued. So if anything else, bro, know that you're appreciated on those long days. Thank you, King. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you. Before we break for the chat and you sub, and I got a major announcement for y'all next week. Wow. Since we're all fam, I can't wait to share it with y'all. Blessed to be a part of this. And y'all, man, hey, bro, I'm excited. My mind's like, ooh, I think he gonna say this. Maybe he gonna say, I'm excited for you, bro. That's what's up, man. All right. Let's talk about some of these events before I go. Like I mentioned, there's more announcements. I haven't gotten through everything yet. Yep. All right. There we go. Here we go. All right. So 2024 events. Here's the goings on. So first things first, the first major event that I'm doing in 2024, I will be at MagFest. I'll be doing a couple different things. Number one, I'll be performing, I believe, on Thursday. I got to get the times, but yeah, I will be performing at MagFest. Not like last year where I'm doing a bunch of songs, but and even last year I think I only did like 3 or 4 joints. But hold on, digging up the info. I'll be performing with the homies, Tournament Arc. That's Mason Lieberman's band. With his amazing friends, man. So I'll be joining them for 2 songs in a set. One of the songs that I'll be performing is the Real Folk Blues rendition that we did during the pandemic, and something else. So yeah, man, definitely come through if you can. We'll also be doing sketch pads there. If you've never been to a sketch pads event, then you have no idea the goodness that you are missing out on. But definitely come through. I'll be doing a beat set for sketch pads. Should be a lot of fun. Yeah, I think that's it. Also, shout out to the Recording Academy, in particular the Washington DC chapter. Because of some networking, I was able to help me and the team get up in there. And yeah, man, the Recording Academy will be doing a panel, I believe, at MagFest. So if you're attending MagFest and you're a musician, you definitely want to come through our panel. I believe our panel is going to be happening on Friday around 2 p.m. or 2:30 p.m. I'll have more details soon, and sketch pads will be happening Friday night. So yeah, man, a ton's gonna be happening at MagFest this year. I don't know if we're gonna have a booth. It's not looking likely, but I'll see what we can pull off, if anything. Yeah, but hope to see y'all there. I'm gonna try to make it out to MagFest, BlurCon, and a few others next year. Definitely, man. It'd be great to see you out there, brother. All right, so next event. All right. ChromaCon 2024. This is the debut of ChromaCon, which is a new convention happening in Baltimore. Super excited to be a part of it this year, or a part of it in general for the first time. Yeah, man, it's happening at the Hilton, Baltimore Inner Harbor. Definitely come through. I mentioned how I've been building a band behind the scenes with AJ Rios, Lizzie Blue, Steph the Sapphic Songstress, now known as Stephanie Gale. Also my brother Jonathan Smalls and DJ RBI. And we'll be joined by Katie Fox. All of this is going down the first weekend in March. Come through. This event is a weekend event, and it's a convention. Man, listen, for some of you who live a little further away, this might be worth the trip. You know what I'm saying? Come through. I'm going to be vending all weekend. I think it'd be super dope if some of the supporters who've been supporting on the channel and or other places, we could kind of make this an annual like weekend destination type of thing, man. If y'all are interested, for those of you who are into like pop culture, anime, video games and stuff like this, this is a convention that I'm building an early relationship with, and I think it'd be dope to make it like a destination event, at least for next year, and we'll see how it goes, and if that's something in the future that we'll keep building on, or like or if the destination event will be somewhere else. But I've been thinking about this a lot. I want to start some type of annual destination event for you supporters, man, where I can bring like all my fam through, and we could put on a really good show and maybe have some other things going on throughout the weekend that y'all could attend, and finally get to meet some, we're building a real community here, and I think it'd be dope for y'all to be able to link in person, not just, come out, support and watch me rap, but like I love seeing the interactions between y'all. And at some of these shows I just did, man, just watching the fam meet each other, people who didn't know each other but kind of maybe saw comments or interacted online, being able to see each other in person has been real dope. And yeah, man, if that's something y'all are interested in, I think this is great. This event will be a great opportunity for that. Let's see what else we got. Oh, yeah. I mentioned earlier that new vinyl is coming. So for those who didn't know, I believe it's in the, it should already be in the description of the video, but I collaborated with this company called Least of All, and I'm doing live recordings of certain tracks. And so if you go to leastofall.com, it is spelled LEESTAVALL.com. If you go there and go to their pre-order section, you can pre-order some exclusive vinyl that I'm doing, these 7-inch records. Now check this out. The record will not include every song that I'm performing there with the band, right? And yes, I'm recording all of this stuff live with the band. You get to pick which songs you want. One of these songs is going to be an unreleased Nuja Best track that I did, that me and the band, we've been talking about. And we're instead of going with the recorded version that he did, the band will be playing it live. And this is the song that I leaked to you all during the Kickstarter campaign. So for those of you who supported the Kickstarter campaign, y'all know exactly what song I'm talking about. But I'm doing a live version with the band. They've already been rehearsing it. Sounds amazing. And yeah, so we're doing that on vinyl, along with a couple of the other tracks that I did with Nuja Best. We'll be doing live, as well as some songs from Adultish. So yeah, man, and you can decide which tracks you want. So I'll be finding out that when I get there to record, who actually supported and how many we sold. And then so you might hear your name shouted out on the record if you support these. Because they're going to be custom made. Literally, we're only manufacturing whatever amount people actually pre-order. So go check out the site, leastofall.com. Go to their pre-order section. Look for Substantial. You see that sexy guy right there looking back at you. And yeah, man, put your pre-order in. You can select which songs you want to have. And you'll get a record with each song on it. All right. So yeah, man, keep dropping vinyls and I'm going to go bankrupt. Oh, man. Hey, Blaze, Blaze David, clap it up for Blaze. Hey, man, listen. Anytime you're watching it, you're like, damn, Stan came a long way. His whole YouTube presentation is so much better than it used to be. You can thank Blaze. Blaze has been a member of the community for a while, but most importantly, man, he consulted me and made me a slightly better YouTuber. I ain't gonna say I'm that much better. I'm gonna say the presentation's way better, but the numbers are still the numbers, right? But yeah, man, every improvement you've ever seen at this channel is a direct result of Blaze, and yeah, man, and also Urban Mask as well, who has popped through, and y'all probably seen in the comment section. These two brothers have definitely helped me out a lot, and I'm eternally grateful, man. So shout out to you, bro. Good to see you up in here. But yeah, man, that vinyl, you can pre-order it now. It's gonna be a lot of vinyl in 2024. I got some great news recently, about a week ago, and I'll tell y'all more when I get the okay and things are starting to roll out, you know. But yeah, man. Let's see. Anything else? Oh yeah. Almost forgot, son. The main event. This is the last thing we're gonna do. We going 2 hours today, but this is the last thing we're gonna do. And yeah, man, we're gonna go ahead and do this unwrapped live. I took a quick little preview, but I definitely wanted to do it with y'all, man, so y'all could see it and we could react together. So let me preload this now and get this screen ready. Okay, got it. All right. Loading. Sharing screen. Wrapped. Bong. Okay. Let's get this up here. Got it. All right, here we go, y'all. Hold on. What is happening? There we go. All right. I'm stressing for a minute. All right, so it's loading up. Let me close some other stuff I got loaded up here that is making it take longer than it needs to. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to look at my Spotify Wrapped or Unwrapped. Is it Spotify Wrapped? It's 2023 Wrapped. I'm pretty sure I called it Unwrapped in the description. Who cares? But yeah, man. Oh, hold up. I got to switch. Shout out to my man Matthew Shell, but we're not looking at his. We're going to look at mine. So let me go ahead and switch that out real quick. But shout out to Matthew Shell. Salute to that, bro. Y'all know who he is. Some of you, because you heard him playing guitar on tracks like what's the joint? MLK. You also heard him playing on Adultish on Crutch. So yeah, man, I'll be helping with some of his bit stuff behind the scenes. But let me go back to Spotify just so I can switch it to my account. Because for those who don't know, I consult, man, and help other people and pitch their projects. And so that's why we were seeing his and not mine. So hold on. Oh, there was a question early on. I think it was Tetsuo who asked. He was asking about graphic designers and if there's even a point in being a graphic designer nowadays or whatever. I would say, man, with all these great tools and stuff that exist, that's cool. But when you become a master at the craft, right? Not just being great at design, but understanding the other aspects of design. So for example, when people need to have physical merchandise, right? When people need physical, hold on. Need to make room for on my phone. It's all good, fam. But listen, so when people need to make physical merchandise and need certain things done, a graphic designer isn't just the person who creates the art in some cases. A graphic designer can also be a consultant that helps the company when they're working with the people who are manufacturing the products that are going to have the designs on it. So it's useful to be knowledgeable of like the printing process and other aspects of it to build the database of potential manufacturers, right? Or if you're a web designer, to have a list of potential companies that based on your client's familiarity, you can recommend like, hey, maybe you should use this, that, and the third, right? And then also being a designer that is a part of a design community. You know other designers, from people you went to school with to other people you might have collaborated with, or people you hired to design something for you because you didn't have the time to do it for yourself. So it's still very much a job that is necessary. It's not one of these things that just because they create all of these different forms of all these different apps that can do a lot of the design work for you. Because ultimately what happens is at some point in time, somebody wants something that doesn't look like what everyone else has. And when they want that, the only way they're going to get that is to not just be using templates, but specifically go to a designer and really map out their idea and their vision, right? And so, yeah, man. So I believe that the graphic design is going to be one of those jobs that it's not going anywhere, fam. Like it's forever going to be it's going to be needed in some way, shape, or form, because the average person doesn't even realize how much graphic design is in their daily life. Every time you pick up a book, a pamphlet, anything like that, every ad you see when you're on the computer, websites you're seeing, all of these different things, like there's very few times in a day where graphic design isn't somewhere around you. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's going anywhere. Anywhere. I do think that, designers nowadays do have the challenge of competing against all these apps that help people do it for themselves. But I do think that's useful too, because now it pretty much kind of keeps you from having to do smaller jobs that maybe don't pay as well, but take up a lot of time. So you can always just redirect person to an app. And then here's the funny thing, if they struggle with it for long enough and decide that, yeah, this ain't it, I'd much rather be working with you, they got to pay. You know what I mean? So, just something to consider. Hey, y'all let me know how the connection is running on your end, because it's definitely acting up on mine. And I just want to make sure that before I start playing this, it's not just doing the stutter step the whole time. So let me know how the connection looks, yo, and we'll start. All right. All right, Eric, have a great time at work, man. Have a great rest of your day. Don't forget the graphic design. I do understand you're tapped out today. It's just been jam-packed weekly. Yeah, for sure. I'm glad I was able to do that. Video is choppy. Audio is great. Okay. All right, so we'll make it happen. The cool thing is, yeah, it's a little laggy. A lot of times, part of the reason why I do the live at a specific time of day, like at noon, is because for some reason in my area, second it gets close to like from 2 to like 4 p.m., like anytime I've gone live or had to broadcast something privately to someone else, the connection is not as good. But yeah, so sorry about that. Let's see if, come on. It's going to make me do this video separate. That's what's going to end up happening. All right, I'm going to try it one more time. If Spotify is still tripping in a second, then we will just do it another time. Well, it looks like it's working now. Nope, it logged into the wrong one. Switch. All right. All right, it's loading. I'm waiting for it to show up because it's not showing me my wrapped info yet. All right, so let's log out and then go to a different account. Boom, 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 boom. You got questions in the meantime? Go ahead and ask. Peace, Frank. Take care. All right. Looks like we're in the old school Nintendo. Oh, man. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, I might just call it a wrap. It's because it's already 1:47. So yeah, so I think I'll just do the Spotify wrap thing separate. I'm trying this login joint one more time. There we go. Okay. Now it's doing the right thing. We got caught up in the song, son. Then that's why we're running long. Hold on. All right, loading. Boom, boom. Come on, Wrapped. Where you go? Let's see. Now it's not showing me the joint. Hey, man, this joint disrespectful. All right. Boom. Let's see if it works. Come on, Cletus. I don't know. Loading. Load. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, son. What's a good way to get your Spotify out to more listeners? Oh, that's a great question. So, yeah, man. So I would say, like now so first of all, the best advice I can give anyone, don't limit yourself just to one platform, right? Like Spotify is only one DSP. Granted, Spotify typically has a larger audience, but the fact of the matter is, think of it as it's one of many revenue streams that a musician should have. So the goal isn't necessarily just get more activity on Spotify. The goal is you want to have, you want people to be active across all platforms, and you want to be able, in some cases, without spreading yourself too thin, to be able to meet people where they are, right? So for example, I don't necessarily use YouTube just to kind of try to get people to stream my music more on YouTube. I use YouTube as kind of like a way to update you all, sometimes do online performances, and share certain types of content. That's it. This is one revenue stream. Now, Spotify, I know that it's the largest of the DSPs. That's digital streaming platforms, for those who don't know. And so I make sure, number one, for me to get access to more, because here's the thing most people don't know about Spotify. 75% of most people's streams, most artist streams on Spotify come from playlists. So the main thing you want to be trying to do on Spotify is not necessarily sending as many of your fans as possible to Spotify. It's basically to pitch to their editorial and try your best to land yourself on some of their editorial playlists, because that's where most of the activity on Spotify is happening, right? So that's what you want to be doing. Now, outside of their playlists, you have users who create their own playlists, and you can use websites like dailyplaylist.com, Submit Hub, and a long list of other ones. And you can find a lot of these folks who make playlists. They're on Instagram, they're on Facebook, they're on different sites promoting their playlists. And they tell people how to submit directly to them all the time. But those two websites I listed, that's how you can submit your songs after they're released to get them a bit more play. Dailyplaylist.com literally will allow you to submit to up to 20 playlists in a week for free. Okay? So check that out. It's a free gem. This is one of the many reasons why you need to sign up for the Substantial Art and Music Academy that we're doing in Falls Church, Virginia, or you can sign up for it online. This is some of the stuff we talk about. But again, Spotify is cool, but it don't necessarily pay great, right? So for example, it says that I had like 2.4 million plays. To a person who don't know better, that might seem like it'd be a lot of money, but we're only talking about like, that's like maybe around 10. That's around like $10,000, right? Now, obviously, if that's the type of streams I get, and somebody might see that and be like, yeah, I gotta get my streams up. I'm like, or I can, keep some attention there, but I can also make sure that I spend a little more time in places where I get a higher ROI. ROI, that's return on investment. So, for example, I got 2.4 million streams on Spotify, right? And that's roughly about $10,000. Keep in mind, that's before I split it with the other musicians or artists who did the song with me. Now, on Bandcamp, I don't even have 50,000 streams on the year, right? On Bandcamp, I have like 47,000 streams for the entire year of 2023, right? However, I've made over $10,000 on Bandcamp for 2023 so far. Year's not done, right? So I've made the same money on Bandcamp that I've made on Spotify. But the difference is I didn't have, like, it's not based on streams. It's based on people either buying digital downloads or buying physical merchandise, right? And on top of that, I have Bandcamp Pro, but Bandcamp Pro only cost me like $10 a month. Where just for me to have a Spotify subscription so I can maintain my own playlist and do things like that, and be able to listen to music like anyone else, hell, that costs more than what my Bandcamp Pro subscription costs. You see what I'm saying? So, like, even with the little bit of money I'm investing into Bandcamp, still the high return on investment. Now, granted, most people don't have my situation because obviously I've been in the biz 20 plus years. So this ain't something that it's going to be automatic for new artists. But what I'm saying is don't lock yourself too much into one platform, because that platform literally is a day or a few months away from changing their whole platform, which can literally affect your bottom line. So what you want to do is make sure that you're spending time cultivating these different spaces in a way that makes sense for you in your day to day, and treat it like work, treat it like a job. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, I'm gonna stop talking on that, because that literally I can go on for that. That's why I do the classes, right? But yeah, man, I hope that gives a little bit of insight. Let me read these comments and we're gonna get out of here. Soul Tiger, have a good one, fam. Good to see you. All right. Spotify Pay is so crap. I can't believe they can get away with that. So yeah, so here's a quick breakdown on why it's so crappy. I don't love the service, right? However, they do offer better tools than most companies do, most DSPs, in terms of like art, like what the artist can use to help promote their stuff. But yeah, the pay rate is like 0.003 or something like that, right? Less than a quarter of a penny, or about just over a quarter of a penny per play, which is terrible. Now, keep in mind that even if you get on Spotify and you mostly listen to me, like I saw someone post like, yeah, man, I've played Substantial like 10,000 times this year, right? Another person's like, yeah, I played Substantial like 1,000 times this year. Now, on the surface, that, of course, that's amazing. Thank you so much. But context, 10,000 streams is roughly about $40, right? You could buy my vinyl one time, play it as much or as little as you want, and literally buying my record one time is the equivalent of playing me 10,000 times on Spotify. Just for context. Now, here's the question. What's harder to do? Is it harder to sell one vinyl record? Or let's change it. Let's say you paid $10 for Adultish on Bandcamp, right? $10, that's roughly about the equivalent of 2,500 plays on Spotify. Probably, keep in mind that's a rough estimate. It's either a little bit lower or higher. I just went the opposite. It's either a little bit higher or lower. Now, what I ask artists all the time, I was like, what's harder to do? Get someone to buy one digital download for $10 or stream your music 2,500 times? And most people think, oh, well, streaming's easy. I'm like, no, it's actually not, because over 90% of the artists on Spotify don't even have 1,000 plays for one of their songs. Over 90%, right? So again, the question is, what's harder to do? Sell one of something for $10 or get 2,500 streams? Super fans of mine who were posting about me being in their top percentage, them being in the top percentile of people who listen to me, didn't even play me enough this past year to help me earn more than $10. Like one guy who posted that he listened to me over 1,000 times. That's about the equivalent of like either just under $4 or around $4. You see what I'm saying? So that's not a sustainable model, right? Now, Spotify, the reason why they pay so little is partly because, if I'm not mistaken, of roughly about 70% of the money they make still goes to the major labels. So fun fact, even if you don't listen to major artists at all on Spotify, you're still paying out like part of the money that you spend on Spotify every month goes to the majors and goes to those artists, right? Because it's basically a pool of money that's put together, and then from there they pay out to certain folks. But major labels and major artists, they get a higher percentage of that money that's pooled together. So Spotify themselves don't even get the bulk of the money. right? I'm not saying they're getting effed over too, because this is the deal that they signed up for, but major labels have all the power. That's part of the reason that when Drake comes out, you see him on every playlist imaginable. I'm like, son, this is a Latin playlist. I mean, you look like you could be Latino, but you're not. So why are you here, son? Why are you here? They put them on every editorial playlist they could put them on. So, yo, it's just important to understand how the money works with these different sites, why the payout looks the way it is, because keep in mind, from that 30% that Spotify gets, they got to pay their staff, they got to pay their, pay to rent the spaces that they're in, pay all these different things, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. And there's a ton of misinformation that goes out too. I see other artists who don't like how the industry is, and I don't love certain aspects of it either, but I see people saying things that aren't accurate a lot of times. And I just don't have the time to argue with everybody. But, it's part of the reason why I teach it. You see what I'm saying? Versus a lot of people, they online, they talk, but they ain't actively out here teaching it, teaching people the biz so people can pivot in a way to be able to do this in a sustainable way so they can take care of themselves. And as I always say, the people they love most. And, but yeah, man, do the research. This information's out here so you can better understand. For those of you, since we're on this issue of Spotify, for those of you who want to know the best way to support me, the best way to support me is always through of the DSPs and alternative DSP sites like Bandcamp. Bandcamp's the best way to support if you want to go through one of those type of sites. However, buying merchandise directly from my website, one of my two websites, my company website, Sub Art and Music, that's where our store is. subartandmusic.com/store. Anytime you support through that site, it goes directly to us. You know what I mean? Of course, processing fees and all of that. But that's the best way to support what we do. Patreon's another great way to support as well. And then, you can always donate. Last thing I'll say before we go, you can always contribute when you're watching on YouTube. Of course, you can do super chat. YouTube takes about 25% every time you do a super chat. But that's fine. But you can always donate directly to Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. It's either Substantial or Sub Art and Music on most of those platforms, as you see the ticker says below. So, hey man, I believe in educating the consumers. And, and just to be clear, because we're in this day and age where, like, capitalism, like just the word itself is triggering for some people. And what we're talking about right now is not capitalism. What we're talking about is consumerism. We're not even just consumerism. We're just talking about, what's it called? It's not consumerism. What we're talking about is commerce, right? Someone does something, which is a form of work, and they're supplying you with a particular thing, and you determine what the value of that is and what you're willing to spend on it. For me to do what I'm doing, it doesn't require me to exploit anyone, right? And exploit certain opportunities or whatever, so I can take advantage of the situation and get the most money out of it per se, which is a form of capitalism. That is not what we're talking about. We're just talking about commerce. I do a thing in exchange for something from you. And you, along with me, help determine what the value, what the value of that thing is. That is commerce in its simplest form. And I love the fact that commerce and community, those words aren't that far apart. We build a community here. You see value in the art that I make. Hopefully the art I make adds value to your life and inspires you in certain ways, in this, that, and the third. And we exchange. That is what commerce is in its simplest form. So, man, I appreciate y'all. Reverend Stan, Pastor Stan, whatever you want to call me, is done for the day. Thank you for helping me keep myself and these babies off these poles. Yeah, man. Blaze, yep, just saying, I know I'm preaching to the choir for some of y'all, but yeah, man, facts. You have to utilize all these platforms. All of these things are tools, right? Of course, they're companies, right? Like, so they're going to want you to utilize their particular tool the most because that's most beneficial to them. But as an artist, you're not necessarily tied to any of them. So you can use as many of them or as little as you want, right? But you got to decide what makes the most sense for you in your life and the time you have available. So on that note, everybody, man, I love y'all so much, man. Y'all have an amazing weekend. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Yo, Tetsuo, man. Tetsuo, thank you so much, family. Peace, peace. Hey, Raina, thank you. Great to see you here, Queen. All right. Brandon says, facts, utilize all the platforms. I'm just making sure I ain't miss any other comments before we go. Yeah, man, if y'all enjoyed any of the information, I know we talked a lot of business today too. If y'all enjoyed that information, hopefully that's a reason to inspire you to sign up for the business classes that we're teaching now, specifically around the music industry. Again, this is something I've been doing for about a decade. So, this isn't, and I do this with official organizations. Shout out to Words Beats and Life. We're traveling to Nepal next year, so we'll be working with artists out there, hopefully sharing some of these same gems and helping artists in Kathmandu and other places like better monetize what they do, just like I teach here at home. All right. But yeah, man, all right, I'm gonna stop because I'm gonna see something else. I'm gonna see something else and get distracted. But yo, man, thank y'all so much, man. Y'all have a great weekend. Everybody take care, y'all. Peace, 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 peace.